Hello and welcome everyone. It is race night into SLR once again for I think the 18th time in this season 7 of 2SLR. We are here in Mexico and we've got 19 drivers on the grid and 2 commentators. One of them is me and the other one is Mr. Triton. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm doing well, and I look forward to seeing how the Tier 2 drivers perform today.
Yeah, so we've got, maybe it's just my bad memory, I'm not 100% certain. We have 2 drivers whose names I do not know, and that is in the Racing Point, JPiffy30 and C Pasley 96. So I think they are new drivers. Might be wrong, but I don't think I've seen them so far. It is Mexico, and on provisional pole is Satoshi. He has, of course, won here in Tier 2, and there's people who are happy about that, and there's people who are not happy about that. And I think he's done really well there, so he's good. He's going to be a big threat for the victory here today as well. The question is, are the 2SLR drivers going to do better at keeping him from winning? I'm having my eyes peeled at the likes of Kubzon, Vessel, Todze, maybe Justin. Those guys can, I think, challenge him. For now, we've got a 15.1 as a time, which is good for a first banker, but I imagine that Satoshi is going to improve on that by like half a second, probably. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm on board with Wessel at the moment. I think he's coming in 15.8. I'm certain he can go faster than that. So I have not seen Kubzon drive, but from what I understand, he is pretty fast. I know Satoshi is also really fast. But the surprises, I think, could be, Justin, I know he's not running assists anymore, I believe, but he's improving pretty rapidly, so...
Yeah. His learning curve is going to be... he's going to improve a lot from the past races, because if you pick up, or if you drop the assists, it's like you start at a lower point and then getting back up to speed is obviously going to be a quicker process than for those who don't know how to drive fast yet. So I expect Justin will be quicker from race to race. In every race he will be more of a threat, so it's really not possible to judge him from what he did last or in the week before. Even though I think he did really well. I think he did well last week, if I remember correctly. He had a decent result there, so don't count him out. He might have improved a lot in the week.
I think in Tier 2 Mexico, I think it was P4 or so on track. I'm not certain,
yeah.
But I remember he had a pretty good result there. So he's starting a lap now, so try and keep an eye out on it.
I'm watching that also, of course, totally worth mentioning. He has won the Gammon run, got a podium in the Gammon run yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, his just assist podium, which is very worth mentioning. Anyways, enough shade thrown. He goes a little deep in turn 2 there, so that compromises his run out of turn 3 onto the second straight. It's going to go tight here into turn 4, I believe that is. Turn 5 is a tight right hand. He goes a little bit off track. Now there's a double right of 6 and 7, preparing him for the S section, which is, in my opinion, definitely the most fun section of this track in Mexico. You need to balance it a lot. And he's failed doing that, so he goes off track, and I think for the second time in the session, he will have to return to the pit lane, get a new set of tires, and reset before doing another lap.
Yeah, Mexico is one of the harsher tracks in terms of track limit penalties. We know, I'm pretty sure, I think it was, there was a handful of penalties in SLR Tier 1 yesterday. Tier 2, there were a handful of penalties as well.
To be fair, I was really impressed by the Tier 2 grid.
Yeah, the Tier 2 grid did not really get many penalties. Yeah, I believe really Satoshi had no warnings until the last safety car restart at the end of the session, or at the towards the end of the race.
Yeah, that's
as he was starting a lap here soon.
Won in the race. I mean, it was probably also like the safety car, but in the end he won on penalties. So that's going to be a major factor. It can make or break your race. depending on how often you go off track. Let's also hope that there's not going to be penalties like yesterday in SLR Tier 1, because that was quite ridiculous with the drive-thrus for passing light cruiser. Toadster puts in at 14.5. I saw it was rapid in Suzuka, but this is more than I expected. Really well done from him. Maybe he can stay on the front row for the actual qualifying. We're watching Satoshi. He gets a little bit sideways there as he opens the second DRS. That must have cost time, but he's probably still going to be up. So I imagine this is still going to be a quick one. It's 0.004 of a second. If you can find some in the other sectors, that's still going to be a worthwhile lap. I'm sure it will bring him into the 14s unless he drops the ball.
At the moment, it's fairly tidy, minus a little bit of squirreliness from the rear end. But he's still kind of gliding his way through here as he approaches the S's. Taking it very nicely, trying not to leave much on the table, but you also don't want to go wide. It's very narrow, easy to cut the corner there. It's showing he's purple. He's up 4/10 now on his original time, up a 15.1, as Wessel puts in a 15.5.
This is a really good lap. I can tell that the stadium section also almost completely perfect. He doesn't make a single mistake here in the second half of the track. I think that might be, it's not provisional
Not
pole,
enough.
and that is almost certainly because he got sideways in turn 3. That's almost certainly would cost him provisional pole here. But he's got another run, so it's not a disaster.
Yeah, right now Kubzon is also starting his run now, trying to get a not very useful slipstream here, but off one of the back markers there, but here he goes through the first turn here, locks up a bit, but hits the apex there, slow in, fast out, I believe, as he nearly loses it, but he still keeps it going, so this is still, he can still salvage this. This is not, that wasn't a major mistake either, so.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it from Satoshi, so Satoshi also had troubles there, so Larsen gets himself up into P5 as his teammate Kubson throws away the lap, and I'm afraid that is unsalvageable.
Yeah, that was, I think he downshifted too early, I'm not certain.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. It was, it looked weird. So, let's see, where are the new drivers? So Jay Piffy has got a 16.6, I'm sure he'll improve on that. Actually, same time as Sanix, down to the thousands. And C. Pasley is in P7 on a 15.6. So, there are the new boys for the moment. 4 drivers have not put in times. That is almost certainly going to be because of track limits. They are quite harsh, as you mentioned earlier. And that is Justin, XTXP, Clara, and Furiosus. So I'm sure they will get themselves on the board as well. One interesting angle to look at this race from is strategy and also qualifying, because we've got five medium runners here in this qualifying session so far. 6 minutes to go, and good time from Sanix, by the way. And that is interesting because I think that in the race it's probably most profitable to just start from soft, because I think if it was legally allowed, the optimal strategy for this Mexican Grand Prix would be medium to medium, but because that's not allowed, you want to start on softs, because you can do soft, medium, medium, or soft, hard. Everything you can do with medium is medium, hard, and that's just objectively worse than soft, hard. So
yeah, I think we saw in Tier 2 of SLR, we saw Inferno Koi manage it, but he kind of struggled towards the end of the race.
Also, there were a lot of funny safety cars, so...
Yeah, the safety cars saved him in the end, but I mean, he made the strategy work. He started on the hards, and he went 20-something laps on them, like 25 laps, and came out on softs, and the safety car really helped him there. And so it was a gamble well paid off, and he ended up coming from...
Wait, from hards?
Yeah, it was hards to softs.
But probably been disqualifying them, didn't he?
Yeah, but he still made whatever gamble he chose in the race work. He was towards the back of the grid, and then he started to like slowly climb his way up and got the podium. And
wait,
I was really impressed.
And Fotoko got the podium?
Yeah, he was P3 after
nice.
penalties.
Very nice.
Yeah, he had no penalties either. He and Satoshi were the only two who did not have penalties.
Yeah, I'm getting sadder and sadder the more we talk about it too.
Oh yeah, sorry, Timo.
Also because I did the 14.3 in practice. Anyways, I've mentioned this yesterday as well because I can't get over it. By the way, I'll quickly close my Okay, close my browser in the background because there were WhatsApp messages flying in all the time. So now the sound is gone. Toads are still on a provisional pole. Sanix has put it in P4 in the Williams. Good time from him. NJJ also in the mix. He had a decent run last time out, but in the end it all just didn't work out because the last safety car threw it all upside down. Or not safety car, the strategy call with the tires slowly dying threw him out of contention. So he has shown race, and he has shown pace in the last race, and I'm sure he'll be interesting to watch today as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see Toadster more in the race. We're seeing good quality pace already, and already I think if he can carry that over into the race. I know sometimes people are a little bit faster in quality, like they can quality up front, but then they fall behind in the race. I know I'm one of those people, but hopefully he's able to hold it in the race. Like I said, Satoshi has
GP20 experience.
Yeah, we know Satoshi has a good mixture of both, as he's on a lap here now, I think, and he's approaching some back marker traffic here, or I mean, just some regular traffic here for people either on laps or starting laps. But
this is actually going to be really close. He is up by half a tenth after the first sector, so he's probably corrected his mistake. Now the problem is, or not really a problem, but last time I checked, his middle and last sector looked basically
Oh, he's gone
perfect.
a little bit wide there. He's invalid, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's bouncing him on the track. Oh, he's managed to lose his wheel. The wheel tether said goodbye.
Okay, so I've never seen the wheel come flying off. It's just rolling down the road now. I hope that doesn't cause an issue.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, but that's his qualifying over, unfortunately. So
I've not seen this since F1 2014.
Yeah, right now Jonah has put it P3.
Oh, that's a really good time.
So a good lap from him in the Ferrari, and Wessel is going to be trying to make up some ground here. We know he is probably one of the fastest drivers in Tier 2 right now, and is probably a very strong candidate for a Tier 1 seat. In fact, I personally think he should be in Tier 1, but...
he does have the race line on.
He has the racing line on, indeed, yeah, but...
I mean,
he is very fast.
He is literally... Like, if he asks me, I might give up my Tier 1 seat just because I'm in Renault, and Wessel needs to drive in a Renault. So if anyone is gonna take my seat, it is Wessel. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyone else, no way. But Wessel, sure.
We're gonna make Sarah cry, but anyways, I think I think he has a shot here. He is, like I said, very quick. He's got to gain 4/10 or a little bit over 4/10 of a second here on this quali lap if he wants to get, or actually half a second if he wants to get onto pole. So let's see what he can do as he starts his final lap.
Yeah. I'm also genuinely impressed by John. I think he drove a good race in Monza. I think he was running in P3 there for some time, but in the end it didn't really work out that well. Maybe today in Mexico City is going to get a little bit of redemption there, or maybe my memory is just terribly wrong and he actually got a good result, one of the two. There's a Red Bull parked off the road. That's probably Larson, I would guess. Yes, it is Larson. So Larson's not going to improve on his time. He's parked aside the road. Wessel coming into the SS. How is he going to attack that? Very nice so far. That might be invalid.
Very aggressive on the curbs. He's still good, I think.
Yeah, that is really, really good line.
Oh, but that's going to be wide. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Oh, I never invalidate there. How do people do it?
If you go 2 wheels off, it invalidates you there. It's
It doesn't for me.
It's a bit strict. I don't know how you're maybe it's
I always go off track there.
In the race you can get away with it, but in quali you can't. Oh, he's gonna run up behind somebody. I don't know who that is. I think that's Hagrid, who was...
Yeah, Hagrid is...
Oh, he was not on the lap. He was not on the lap.
Or is it... Yeah, it is Hagrid. He has cut the stadium section. Well,
yeah, he was...
Vessel is on a flyer. Imagine cutting the stadium.
Oh, he's trying again.
That would be pretty pathetic, I think. Anyways, he comes into that. That looked really good so far. The curb does not resist at all. He just drives straight over that thing.
He had that same type of run earlier on that was very, very clean. So now he's gonna go
down a little,
through
and he locks up and Goes a little bit deep. I don't think this is a...
Oh, that's invalid
That's
as
invalid?
well. Yeah, that was a bit strict. That's what I was talking about. The game is not really forgiving, so yeah, that's it.
I expect
So,
a
I mean,
crash.
yeah,
Okay,
the tires were probably a little bit worn, so this might not be the worst thing. He probably had like one run on the other one, and yeah,
it's still
he's
P4.
gonna, yeah.
And if he's genuinely got the pace, then it's probably still going to play out well for him. Kubson is on a lap, and Kubson is up a 10th after Sector 1. Sector 2 split is about to come up as he will break
Still
for
up
the
a 10th.
stadium section. Right-hander, he's still almost a 10th up. That would bring him ahead of Sanix and Vessel. So this could be a 2-spot jump if he can hook it up through the slow section out of the stadium. Right-hander to the line. He'll keep it tight there, I'm sure. And across the line from a 150, and it is a 114.8. Really good time. And I think that's actually the qualifying. Yeah, it is. No, Eddie is still on a run. And no, Eddie is not on a run.
Yeah, that's it. So that's our grid. So just barely anything in it between Satoshi and Toadzer. Unfortunately, Satoshi invalidating at the end when he was up. So having it in the grasp of his hands, but unable to make it work. So Toadzer, P1, and we'll get the full grid here in a minute.
If you don't mind, I'll quickly get some water.
Yeah, sure.
I always get like a glass of water, and then I just chug the whole thing in one sip in qualifying. Then I need to get more.
Just don't choke on it. If you know what I mean. Yeah,
I don't think I need to. I need another tutorial on how drinking works. But it's okay. Yeah.
So there's our grid. Toadzer in the Williams pole position. Satoshi 300ths of a second behind in P2. Jonah in the Ferrari doing well for P3. Kubzon just behind him in P4. Wessel and Sanix on the third row in P5 and P6. Larson and Inferno Koi are in P7 and 8 and rounding out the point positions for qualifying our NJJ and C Paisley on his S2 SRL debut here for Tier 2. So let's see what the drivers can perform for us here, because I think that I personally think being on pole position is not the ideal strategy, as we have a cloudy race. I don't know if we have rain, but that's something to look out for. But being on pole position is not exactly the best thing, because you're going to be giving a slipstream behind. I know it's not very powerful, but sometimes you would rather just want to be the car behind most of the case in this game, because of the way dirty air works. There isn't really any, and you can kind of just follow in the draft of a car and just stay in the DRS, and you can kind of just hang it from there, and it's very hard to break it. So we will see how Toadzer handles that, or if he can manage to start. So as we get going for the formation lap, Satoshi and Toadzer lead the field away here. So while Timo gets his water, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe. I have to do my daily endorsement of the EGL streams. So yeah, there's Timo. But yeah, be sure to leave comments and enjoy the stream. Tomorrow we have Assetto Corsa Competizione, where our very own 2S boys are going to be racing, and I will be commentating that. So if you are a fan of GT cars or ACC, be sure to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be interesting. It's going to be at the Nürburgring.
Ooh, it is Nürburgring.
Yeah, my home track. And it is my first match point in the championship. But it won't happen.
Yes. So we could have it.
If I win, Millers has to finish outside of the podium. But he has put in so much work, so I expect it's going to be tough and hopefully interesting. So yeah, as Triton said, check that out.
So I'm not biased. Oh dear, did Wessel disconnect? Yeah, Wessel disconnected, but
no, he's gonna have the bug.
He's joined back. But
he's gonna have the bug, isn't he?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he is. So are we seeing?
He's Astro's friend after all. What?
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna insinuate anything here, but
no,
yeah,
sorry,
that's.
That was obviously a joke.
I'll keep an eye just to make sure. I'm sure Wessel's not gonna abuse it. We know how he is. He's not Let's hope he gets back in real quick, actually, though, because he's going to be... Actually, he might actually not make it in time here, but if he doesn't get control of his car.
So, we have Mexico and last time out in a Tier 2 race, and I'm specifically talking about the SLR Tier 2 race. P2 for Satoshi proved to be pole position, but that was because of a disconnect. I'm sure that won't happen to Toadza today, but maybe it's still the pole position. The run to turn 1 is really long, and it begins right now with a good start from, I think, Jonah in the back, as well as Kups, and Satoshi and Toadza are already gonna be in trouble. Why am I still... What the hell is... Hello? I can't see anything. Toadza is still in the lead, and Satoshi's getting swamped a little bit. He's lost 1 position, he's lost 2 positions. Kupson and him are still running side by side. Now the Red Bull has squeezed himself ahead of the Ferrari of Jonas. So Kupson with an absolute banger start. Satoshi collides with Sanix a little bit, and Sanix goes down to P6. NJJ P5. Satoshi dropped down to P4. There's stuff flying through the air, but I think that's just particles. Vessel also had a horrid start. He's down in P9. Maybe he had to take control of his car late. He goes for a lunge on Pasley and goes, and they make a little bit of contact there, dropping down the order. Last is going to be the next. Up front, Kupson has cleared Jonah, as the Vessel gets the move done on last and stays ahead.
Yeah, in the background there, I don't think Justin has any damage, but he's going to be having to make his way back up the field here. We know he does have pace here, so this is all for play, or this is all still to play for here. It's a long race as Jonah tries swerving around there, having a look at Kubzon, trying to put him offline going into the stadium section to maximize his run here as Larson.
And Vessel has to defend from heat, so interrupt. Really quick fast. Oh, Vessel pits. What is Vessel pit?
Does he have damage? He might have. No, he's retiring. Oh, I think he's just not. I think he's probably got something wrong, or he doesn't have damage. I think he just doesn't want to race. So that's
maybe he's got a bug.
That's fair. Yeah. Maybe it's because of the bug. He doesn't want to race with the bug. I mean, that's really unfortunate because that shouldn't prevent somebody from racing. But yeah. Meanwhile, in the back here, though, Eddie and the McLarens are having a fight here. I believe that's Wimpy on the tail of him, trying to have a look around the outside here. Wimpy's gonna send it on the brakes here, try and feed it around the outside, which turns to the inside for the next turn here. But Eddie around the outside there. Very nice move from him to keep that position.
And Hagrid has also cleared Clara there. Funny enough, every time I see Eddie, I think of Kitsune and Tipsy's dog.
Yeah.
I think, dude, he's really quick.
Maybe that's what's happening. We know Kitsune has been... Oh, Hagrid cuts the track there a bit, but we do know that... we know Kitsune is the former Season 6 Constructors Champion who is quit the game because of how fast she is, and we know how fast Tipsy is. He's just, you know...
difficulty slider. So it is no surprise that the dog is really quick. Eddie, if you're watching this, no offense, it's just funny.
Yeah, we have DRS now, so this might be what Satoshi needs.
Hagrid has spun onto the pit exit entry.
Does he have damage?
I don't think so, but he did a light cruiser.
I think he's teleporting back.
And Eddie and Wimpy are still going at it, and Wimpy comes out ahead in turn 1 there. So they are still where they started, actually, 11th and 12th. And they are having a nice fight. Justin has just cleared Piffy, the new guy, and XTXP is lurking behind him. Hagrid is just on a light cruiser. That's all of it.
So, meanwhile, in the back here, I'm thinking that Jonah might end up having a run here on Kubzon in a bit here. He's in 5/10 of a second, so going back onto the long straight might be his opportunity if he can stick with it here. Satoshi as well is on the back there.
Pasley is dropping, and he's nice rejoin, bro.
Nice rejoin, mate. That's not how you rejoin a track, guys. You gotta wait for the traffic to clear.
There's parts of wing lying all over the track. I don't know. And it's not his, so someone else lost parts of his front wing, and now the 2 alphas meet themselves in the back. So
meanwhile, in the front here, Jonah might have gotten a poor run out of the final turn. Satoshi has
taken significant damage and now has to pit. He's missing both of his end plates, so he probably collided with Pasley.
Unfortunate there, yeah, as well as what? Okay. So Jiffy gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
No!
Oh, no. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't know if that causes a safety car or not, or
Don't
potentially,
think
but
it does.
I think it could. I think we had a virtual safety car in Japan last week for Tier 1 SLR.
For
But
disqualification.
yeah, for
For
Benz
Benz.
disqualifying. Yeah, I think he caused a
F.
VSC for that.
Clara gets ahead of Furiosus. Actually, both of them had really good starts. Larson, who dropped down the order a little bit, is now getting squeezed off here as he will enter the S's right behind the car of Furiosus, who has managed to get past him.
Still up front, Toadster has made a 1.5-second gap. The tires are going to start to go a bit soon, but Jonah is right on the tail of Kubzone, so we might have a bit of a battle here. NJJ is caught up to this train. It's that's kind of developing here. Sanex is also trying to make up his ground here and try and find his way through.
And now Jonah
I
might
think
go
this
for
might
the
be the
run.
run, yeah.
He's lost a position at the start, but now he goes for it. And he's gonna go up into P2. Kubzon down one position. And
Yeah,
Jonah
Kubzone locks
has
up a
it.
bit into the bargain as well. NJJ is on the
Yellows.
back of Satoshi.
Yellows.
He's not going to have DRS either.
So now maybe a move from Satoshi possible? I don't think so. Kubzon was closer to attacking Jonah there, but the lack of DRS doesn't help. Of course, there's only one measurement point, so it doesn't matter. Are there actually
Yes,
two? But one is onto the straight still. So.
Yeah. Right now, there's a 4-man train here from P2 to P5, and I'm not sure if this is going to be what Jonah needs at the moment if he wants to close that gap. At the moment, it's kind of just stable. Toadzer is kind of just controlling the race up front, but it is coming down a little bit here. Let's see if Jonah can maximize his run out of the final sector here.
He's missed the apex there a little bit.
Oh, dear, there's contact there! Coop's on full round!
What
So
happened there?
I think that was I think NJJ or Satoshi, one of them, I think it was Satoshi, accidentally stuck his nose in and there was contact.
Well,
So Sanex is past. NJJ is up into 3rd place. I don't think it was NJJ. I think it might have been Satoshi because he was the one behind. But I didn't see entirely what happened there. But Satoshi does get the move back on Sanex since he does have DRS.
Maybe Inferno Code does this. No, he doesn't. Okay.
Oh, Inferno Koi is now back on the back of this. NJJ gets the first time penalty. So I know yesterday he didn't get any, so that's actually surprising to see. I know he drove very well yesterday. Was in the podium, or was in the fight for the podium, but got a puncture, I think it was at the end. So unfortunate, as Wimpy has actually made up a lot of ground from this. He was, I believe he was fighting in like P12, and now he's up into P7. So this has really worked out for him.
Yeah, Kubzon demoted right to the back of the field. He's going to hope for a safety car, as that is probably going to be his biggest chance of getting back into the fight. But it's Tier 2, you never know. Maybe a safety car is going to happen, and then it's going to shake things up. And definitely in Kubzon's
He has made a
favor.
stop. He did go into the pits.
Well, he's
So
not terribly far off then. What tires
yeah.
the pit for?
He is on mediums right now, so he can go medium, I think, from here easily. If he takes him about half a race distance, so 16 laps. As down the inside goes Justin into the stadium section on Eddie, and he is up into P9 now after spinning out in the beginning of the race. So
yes,
good recovery from
Satoshi
him so far. Yes, Satoshi's in the pits as well.
And so is Eddie. So we're getting the first pit stops of this race. As Sanex and Inferno Koi are fighting side by side through the first chicanes, and it looks like Sanex has made the move, or rather has stayed ahead, because I believe Inferno Koi was the one attacking him, but now even though Sanex has opened DRS, Inferno Koi goes for a move here. No, never mind, he doesn't. And
he's going to try and feed it around the outside, though, and he might actually get it, because as I said, it turns to the inside. Sanex leaves him some space, makes a bit of a mistake, I think, and Inferno Koi is up into P4.
good move from him.
Great racing from both of them, yeah, giving a lot of space, a lot of clean racing there. So Wimpy is now catching up to them and wanting a piece of the action as well himself. So driving very consistently at the moment are these guys, all picking off picking away from everyone else's misfortunes, as C. Paisley gets a time penalty as well. So things are kind of stable at the moment. I don't think we're going to see much for a bit. Satoshi is catching up to some traffic. Haggard, who has yet to stop, is in front of him. And we know Satoshi is on fresher tires here, so Hagrid might not fight this too hard, as he is already right on the back of him. And Justin is going to be pitting now as well, so see if anyone else is going to be coming in as well. At the moment, not really, but Satoshi now.
Sanix and Wimpy, and that looked like there was a little bit of lag involved there. In the end, Wimpy has healed, and Sanix gets a healthy guy back. Satoshi has cleared Hagrid already. Actually, I'm surprised Kubzon is... okay. Well, Kubzon's gap to Satoshi isn't incredibly huge. I thought he was going to be further down the order after that incident.
Yeah, at the moment, Satoshi might actually be in a good position here. Toadzer has not stopped, and he's going to be struggling. So Satoshi is... The undercut might work here on both him and Jonah, but Jonah is actually right on the back of him. So this is for the battle for the lead on track, maybe the net lead. I'm not too certain, but yeah, he is right on his gearbox right now, and this might be the move here. If he can get a good exit here, almost goes into the back of him into the final corner.
Gets his rear steps out a little bit, so that compromises run, but I think it's still going to be enough because this DRS is incredibly powerful. You're going to see the slipstream kick in right around now, and there he comes, steaming down his outside actually, the Ferrari on the brakes, and he's got the move done. Jonah up into the lead, and I think it's actually the provisional race lead. The strategy is going to play a part in this. We've got yellows, and
Hagrid has hit the wall.
Oh no, Hagrid out of the stadium section, sector 3, and he's gonna pit again with that amount of front wing. It's advisable to, so he's gonna come in and pray that this race is going to be over sooner rather than later, because it's not going well for him.
Yeah, unfortunate, but like I said, there is, like we said, there's possibilities for safety cars. As Sanix gets a time penalty, so that's the first of the front guys to get one.
Justin on Eddie.
Because and DJ actually. Yeah.
I think Justin on Eddie is gonna get that done.
He might actually avoid himself. So fight going up in front, Heaton Paisley. But he does avoid that. Yeah, but now he's got a good run on the two of them. So let's see. And he does have the DRS. He might get a run on one. He might get a run on two. They're gonna go 3 wide here into turn 4. Now on the brakes goes Justin. I don't know if this is going to end well. They're all kind of fighting it out there, but Paisley has the inside line. They make a bit of contact, but so far so good. That is good racing so far, and that is the move done, Justin.
Incredible maneuver, and Paisley is still there. Justin went wide, and they're going to go side by side into the S's. Justin has got his nose ahead. The Alfa Romeo has to slot in behind, and he gets bad grip on that curb, and now it sends him almost off track. So now Heat looks very hungry, Eddie as well. I think Justin has cleared the group, and Paisley has to look into his mirror before he can attack again. Exciting. Very exciting.
That was very great racing, and now XCXP is on the back of them as well. So this is a large strain here, and I'm going to keep an eye on this because I think we're going to see some more stuff. Paisley gets a time penalty there. But we're going to see a big DRS train here led by Justin, so if Justin can hold on here for a bit, he might be able to clear it. But these guys are all going to be coming at each other now, so we'll see who is going to be the ones to make the moves stick here. I think he has a good run here, but I don't think I would go for it here. He does have a look, but it's just kind of to put Paisley offline here and scare him. So he's going to have to maximize his run out of the 3rd turn here. But I don't think he's far enough because Paisley has the DRS as well.
Do you think these soft stint extenders are going to go in mediums?
I don't know, but I know Toadzer is coming in. He nearly speeds, but I think he might be going on to either hards or...
yeah.
At this point, I would go on to softs and then go medium, maybe, at the end. So,
it's hards for Toadzer, and I think that's also what I would have done. Wait, Sanik's in the pits as well, so he's at risk at getting help because sometimes the game doesn't get...
yeah, he's going to get held here, yeah. Just a bit, just for a second.
That is acceptable. It's cost like...
Yeah, it's just 1 second. Sometimes it's better than, staying out the extra lap. As Satoshi does clear Toadzer, so he is in the net lead of the race now. Unless Jonah can make this work.
Toadzer has to pit, doesn't have to pit against Satoshi does, and now,
yes.
Well, basically, Satoshi's task is clear from here. He needs to clear 20 needs to get 20 seconds clear of Toadzer in this stint and the next.
Oh, we have a safety car, so...
Justin is out. That's going to have strategy implications. He's dead.
Jonah has got a free pit
corner.
stop.
Yeah, I think that puts Jonah. That's actually Jonah and JJ, Wimpy and Larson in the lead of the top 4 now, I think.
Oh, XTXP gets a drive-through.
XTXP, and that's unfortunate. We've seen that yesterday. That's terrible. Well, I saw that Justin was out of tire and he was parked in the middle of the road in the last turn. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what you have to do to come to a halt there because it's quite far from a wall. I don't know what happened. It's interesting. Maybe you can like ask him and also ask Vessel what happened because now we've got time for it.
I think, yeah, I should check. I can check the chat here. So, we get to breathe for a minute. So, let's see who's coming out where. NJJ exits the pits. He's P2, I think. So, this has worked out. Jonah goes on to mediums. So, he's going to be trying to two-stop. Clara gets a speeding penalty. So, right now, NJJ is in the net lead of the race, I think. Kubzon clears Wimpy. Inferno Koi gets ahead as well. Satoshi has pit for hards, so he's bailing out of the strategy. So we'll see how this settles up in a minute.
That is super interesting. And I think the soft tire...
Okay.
I think the one stop is genuinely better.
Yeah, I'm not certain, honestly, myself, but I would think you should probably just one stop, and because that 20 seconds might be significant. Icewind has very graciously DM'd me showing that he has screen issues, Wessel. So I think he has. I think there is a problem with his with his monitor or something.
Okay, well that's unlucky. Let's hope it doesn't need replacement, because that would be expensive and hard for him. And yeah, I really wonder what happened to Justin. It looked decent for him. I mean, he made that absolutely... I mean, he was in that incredible fight with Heat and Pasley, and Eddie as well. And he cleared them, which was a really good maneuver. So it's sad to see Zen race early on lap 11 like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look here at the strategies, seeing who's doing what. So Toadster pit as well, again, for a set of mediums. I think he should have just stuck it out. But that's just me.
Kubson does the right thing and goes into the pits, but it's gonna drop him behind, I believe, Cloud
Yeah.
XTXP, but ahead of the train of Hagrid. Oh wait, Pasley, Heat and Eddie. So Kubson has dropped quite down the order, but he doesn't need to stop against Netsuke.
Yeah, this might end up working out. We know XTXP has to stop. He has a drive-through, in fact, so he's not really in this. Unfortunately, Toadster has to stop once more, I think. I don't think you can take these tires to the end, unfortunately, the mediums. Inferno Koi most definitely has to stop again. And Jonah also has to stop, I think. So NJJ and Wimpy are in very good position. Sanix as well. So Wimpy could be on here for a very good result. At the moment, I don't think he has a penalty. NJJ does, so if he sticks with him, this could be all to play for. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up, or I don't think any of us are gonna.
Oh, 10 seconds.
Dear me, good old F1.
It always has to hit someone, and this time it is Pasley.
Yeah, yesterday was me. Today it's Pasley. So I share the pain. Don't worry, man.
How does it happen?
So, you just go off the road a little bit and the game thinks you're cutting a corner because it's more strict under the safety car for some reason. I don't know why.
How do you go off track?
I mean, if you kind of lose focus, like the way I did, I was kind of just following the line that I usually take, and it just kind of penalized me. Like by putting one wheel onto the curb or past the curb. So the safety car's coming in now. It comes in late here. So we're going to get racing here in a minute. So we'll keep an eye out on Jonah, see how he controls the safety car restart. Make sure he has a good warm-up here and does not pull a light cruiser. Sorry. Yeah, but he's going now already, so... And he has got a pretty good jump. Wimpy is on the back of Inferno Koi as well, who did not get the best getaway.
Yeah, I think he's got a run. Clara's already passed XTXP. That's pretty early to pick up positions after the restart. So they're going to run side by side. But for now, I'm more interested in what's going on for P4. Nothing for now, but that's definitely not settled. XTXP and Clara are still fighting it out as well. XTXP has dropped 2 positions now.
3 positions.
So, yeah, he's getting absolutely swamped here. Now he's getting into Heat's way. He's not going to be happy about that. I mean, XXP has to go into the pits. I think that was a massive dive bomb to their head. There's actually Toads and Satoshi fighting. They are both very quick, we know that, and now they meet each other in the middle of the field. Toads runs into the pack of Satoshi, but he doesn't lose a part of his front wing, which is great for him, but he needs to make sure that he gets past Satoshi. You can't pull 20 seconds clear when you're behind someone, so he needs to get that done as soon as possible. Clara will penalty.
Oh, he's going to have a run here on the inside,
Sanix
going towards the stadium section.
Wimpy.
Here he goes now. Satoshi gives him racing space, and that is the move done. So now Toads
Oh, no,
dear
Clara! But that's
Dixon
okay. And Sanix and Wimpy have also fought it out. We saw that up ahead a little bit. So Sanix has got up into P4. Really good from him. Pasley with another penalty after that 10 seconds he's just picked up under the safety car.
Wimpy, meanwhile, has a very good run on Sanix again to get back the position he lost in the slipstream down towards turn 1. They're side by side now. I think Wimpy might be able to do this around the outside, but Sanix is fighting it. But Wimpy now has the inside line, and that is the move done. Well done to Wimpy now. He's got to get out of here because he's got two very feisty-looking Williams behind him, and one of them is on better tires as we have yellows again. So Clara has, I think, made a mistake.
Front, NJJ and Inferno Koi are fighting, and Toadza gets actually past Sanix here. He's absolutely slicing through the field here. And he takes the next one! He crashed, or he collides with Wimpy. That was a little bit rude, but he's claimed so many positions. That was like 4 positions in 3/4 of a lap. Larson drops down the order, he's in 10th. So he must have made a mistake. They're coming into the S's. But great stuff from Toadza.
Toadza gets a time penalty, so that's going to be significant. Inferno Koi is on the back of NJJ. Jonah has made a gap here, 3 seconds, taking advantage of the tires. And he's going to have to make 20 seconds if he wants this race win. Or even 10 seconds even, and then make that time back up again, because we do know he will be very fast at the end of the race along with Inferno Koi and Toadza, who is trying to make his way past here. Inferno Koi, so far the strategy has worked out for him. He's in the in the slipstream of NJJ, being able to get away. As Satoshi now on the inside of Sanix gets past in the slipstream. Down the inside he goes, so well done to him, making up some ground here as well in what should be a net P3. So he has to catch up to Wimpy now, who did benefit from that safety car, getting the free pit stop. So right now NJJ is still in the prime position, but he's under threat from both Toadza and Inferno Koi, who are much faster than him at this moment in the race. So he just has to keep them behind, and he can try and eke out as much as he can from this stint.
Toadza is really close to Inferno Koi. He's not shown himself to be a patient man when coming through the ranks of the midfield drivers, and I think Inferno Koi, if he saw that in his mirror, is going to be worried. He saw what happened to Wimpy, and he doesn't want that happens to him. The straight is going to be crucial, because Inferno Koi might have DRS, but Toadza is so much closer to Inferno Koi than Inferno is to NJJ, and he almost, in fact...
Look at the run he gets
the run
out of the final point.
Oh, they almost collide there, but they don't quite. So now DRS open, tucks into the slipstream, and the DRS is not going to be able to save Inferno Koi as Toadza goes down his inside. He almost gets into the side pod there. He doesn't leave him an inch. Breaking 4, 2, and 1. They are still side by side. The next one is the inside for Inferno Koi, and now I think Toadza's got the move done. Clara is retired from this race. I don't know what happened there. Outside at the end of the VSC. Do you think maybe a medium runner will pit? Now they are all far from the pits. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I think they're too far.
Larson does.
But he was already coming out of the pits, so that's not going to help him too much. So I'm going to take a look here down the order, seeing what's happening. Sanix has fallen a little bit behind. We know Paisley doesn't have to stop, but he does have many time penalties right now, I believe. So I'm going to take a look, in fact, seeing what we're on right now.
Collision between Sanix and C. Pasley, and Sanix goes off track, and I think he's given up life. Under the...
Oh, no.
He retires.
Oh, and he retired. Unfortunate. Haggard gets a time penalty. So, that's unfortunate. Sanix was driving a good race up until that moment. Wimpy, meanwhile, is starting to make some ground back on Inferno Koi. As now we have Toadza on the back of NJJ. for the P2. He's gonna have DRS. It shouldn't be
lag.
too hard as NJJ lags a bit, but Inferno Koi also has DRS. Wimpy does not, so he's gonna be watching this. Let's see if NJJ has a look at this. So at the moment, Inferno Koi has made up a little bit of ground here as Toadster does get past, but let's see what they can do from here. These tires should still be good for quite some time.
Eddie and Hagrid are fighting it out, and it looks like Eddie has got the move done. So, but Hagrid opens his DRS and he's gonna take him in turn 4, and there's not much the Haas driver can do about that. Kubson is a little bit behind him, but he tries to exactly follow Hagrid through. I mean, there was the gap punched in by the Alfa Romeo.
NJJ gets another time penalty.
Kubson sticks it in there, but he doesn't get away with it. Gets a little sideways, we enter the S's, and as you said...
Oh, Satoshi gets a time penalty as well. So I'm going to take a look at Wimpy, see if he has any penalties.
I don't think he does.
At the moment. He has one warning. So this is, if Wimpy keeps it clean, this is all to play for him. So, but Satoshi does look very quick, so...
I mean, Satoshi, Wimpy has technically got the measure of NJJ, and because NJJ's at 6 seconds and Wimpy has none, Satoshi is still behind him, but that's realistically a driver that will get ahead of him, and then everyone else ahead of Wimpy needs to pit, so he's in a really, really good position for a podium, maybe. Sorry, I said
Wimpy fighting him back here. Satoshi tries to go down the inside, Wimpy tries to be around the outside, but now that turns again to the inside for Satoshi, who gets the move done. He does have DRS still to protect him from a repass, but Wimpy gonna try and have a look down the inside, but thinks better of it, just to scare him again, but that is the move done for Satoshi. Now he's got to make some ground up and catch these guys up so they don't make too big of a gap.
Yeah, Wimpy's development on the wheel has been really impressive. He's, I don't know, in my mind he's always been like a little bit of a coin flip of a driver. Sometimes he has really good performances.
Oh, it's another penalty.
But oftentimes he got himself into a lot of trouble. But since he's picked up the wheel, he's had some consistently quick drivers. He's learned very fast, and he is definitely not a chaotic driver. I mean, if I was in a wheel-to-wheel fight now with him, I think I could lean in on him and trust him enough that we won't crash. I want to give a shout out to that.
Revive the Timo V Wimpy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, next season tier 2.
Maybe not 2.
Huh?
Not tier 2, Timo. You.
Oh, SLR.
You'd be yeah. Oh, tier. Okay, yeah. Okay. Maybe. I was gonna say you'd be sandbagging, I think, a bit, Timo, but
I don't know. Well,
we already have Wessel, but
yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking if Wessel gets a drive in tier 2, then I do too, but I like tier 1, so.
Meanwhile, Hagrid trying to repass Eddie again for P10 on track, and does get the move done for the time being. Furious making a gap, so he does have to stop again as well, potentially. Inferno Koi is going to be struggling in a bit here. We know his tires are going to be going off in a little, but he is catching up to NJJ still, who still has the 6 seconds of penalties.
Eddie is past Hagrid again. Oh, where's Hagrid? Hagrid has made a massive mistake by the looks of it, because that's about 3 seconds after having just been together. He goes completely off track. I think he's got... No, he doesn't have damage. Why does he cut like that? That's weird. Car looks very understeering. Don't know.
I think he's lagging.
Oh. He's actually shutting his... What's going on? He's definitely in trouble. Ah, yes, the Alfa Romeo master plan. Oh, no.
Yeah, something's wrong with his game. I'm not certain.
This is almost certainly the end of his race, I'm afraid. I think he's seeking out the pit lane and will go there to retire.
That's unfortunate. I'll ask him after what happened, but it's nobody else, so I'm not certain. Jonah, meanwhile, still trying to eke out this gap with these tires. They're going to be going off in several laps' time, so he's managing them as much as he can right now, or getting as much as he can out of them. At the moment, they should still be very good, because these are very durable tires, the mediums.
one driver who is unfortunately, I believe, not doing as well as he needs to is Inferno Koi, because he's on mediums, 13 lap old, and he has not gotten clear of the hard runners in a notable way so far, and he's also still trailing NJJ, who's also on hard, so he's in trouble because he needs to pit again. The others don't. I don't know. I think he, in general, I mean the medium runners are all not doing well enough. I'm pretty certain I'm gonna do soft hard if I look at this the right way.
Yeah, I think that these I'm pretty sure the medium, the hard runners here are kind of just keeping them honest. This is around the time when the hards are around the same speed as the medium tires, so this isn't working out entirely to their advantage. Satoshi is the one looking like he is in the best position. In fact, Wimpy is, because he's still 2 seconds, so he'll still get Satoshi on penalties. So NJJ has, I'm not sure what the gap is. Let's see. Between NJJ and Wimpy, yeah, this would be enough at the moment, but just barely. So Kubzon's car is there. Unfortunately, it's starting to lag as well.
Lucky, had a really good start to the race and also good qualifying, but he's dropped down the order. Yeah, his car's lagging, that's true. Maybe it's the lobby that's bugged, I hope it's not. Pasley,
Yes, he
another
gets
penalty.
another penalty.
Pasley will drop through the order so much, especially because of his 10 seconds, but also because of the little penalties he's picked up along the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, Inferno Koi is within DRS now of NJJ. So, yeah, and he does have it, so this might be an opportunity coming up. But we do know he has to pit soon, but his tires still look very good, so at least the fronts do. The front right looks fine. So we'll see what he is able to do as he goes late on the brakes and tries to make as much as he can out of this. So, like we said, he needs a little bit more than this if he wants to get this position. So he's got to put all his power into getting past NJJ right now, or if he needs to pit soon. And he can pit for softs, actually, now that I'm looking at this. Yeah. I just realized, yeah, this could be soft, medium now for these front runners. So they will be very fast at the end.
Well, at the very end, the tires will be dead, but...
Yeah, but, I mean, with the lighter cars, the fuel, and everything, this might be all to play for here, so this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to go for. It's definitely a trade-off.
Meanwhile, keep an eye out here. Satoshi is not making up enough ground either, so the gap is still within about 4 seconds. He needs more than that, otherwise at the moment NJJ is going to be winning this race. Wimpy as well is falling behind. He needs to get a move on it as well, if he wants to be in a fight for this podium position at least, or even for the win, because if there's a safety car coming up, then that might be the nail in the coffin for some of these guys. So it's all about keeping it clean and avoiding getting these penalties. So I'll take a look, see what's happening in terms of penalties. So Jonah got two warnings on laps 2 and 3, but he has not gotten the main penalty yet. Codesir, we know, has 2 penalties, and he's 1 warning away from a 3rd. Let's see. NJJ has 3 penalties. Inferno Koi is 1 warning away. Satoshi has he just has the 1 penalty and no warnings yet. So and
what?
Wimpy for the podium. But yeah, the intervals here are really, really big. You can see some of these gaps are major and some of them are kind of stable, so nothing really happening yet on the road. So
yeah, as soon as the medium runners come to the pits, that is all going to change, and I assume it's going to be in like roughly 1 or 2 laps. So then this race will reignite, and I'm sure we're going to see some action.
Yeah, I think it'll...
made it into the DRS of NJJ.
Yeah, he is on the back of, or he's coming up to the back of him soon, so he's got to get a move on it. Oh dear. Did Paisley? No, Paisley didn't retire. Paisley disconnected. So hopefully they can get back into the session. Yeah, right now NJJ might be fall prey here, but it's not going to matter too much because Inferno is going to need to make up 20-something seconds or so between once he makes his pit stop, which is probably in 2 laps. Because I'm... Oh, okay, Paisley gets back in, thankfully. He might lose out of position here, but I mean, he was going to anyways. I think we discussed due to penalties, unfortunately. So we'll see what Inferno Koi is able to do right here in the battle for P3 on track. So he will have DRS here. Should be able to follow him. He's 8/10 behind though. NJJ is really getting a good exit out of these final corners. So not really making it easy for him.
Heat is really close to Pasley, but oh yeah, Pasley is actually reconnected, but it doesn't help him because that McLaren
Yeah, you might just
has
let him
that
go.
DRS
And he doesn't have any battery either, so...
Yeah, the AI, when the AI takes over from you, it just starts drinking
Oh,
gasoline like it's G Fuel. I don't know.
So again, Inferno Koi just gets onto the back of him once he reaches the infield sections here, but then just is unable to stick with him. Once he gets to the stadium section, he needs to maximize his exit out of that final corner. I believe it's called Pirultalda or something like that.
Are you pretending that a Tilke track has corner names? I know this is a
This is
historic track.
It's a historic track. Yeah, Tilke just ruined this section of the track
I'm
here.
Sure I'm sure Tilke looked at the historic name and was like, "Ah yes,
no.
my child, turn 10 is your name." That's how I expect Herman Tilke to go, but it's
you can tell this is a Herman Tilke track because it's not very good. Anyways.
I like it, okay, but that's just because I did one good qualifying.
I like Hockenheim.
Yeah,
and Singapore, I think he made.
Did he make? He didn't make Hockenheim, did he?
He redid Hockenheim.
Did he? Oh god. Well, I don't think what he did is bad, but like, I don't know. I don't like.
And I like Sepang. I like Sepang as well.
They have completely 180'd on German tracks. I now like Nürburgring and I dislike Hockenheim. It's been the other way around all the time, but for some reason.
I like both of them. I like Nürburgring, but I think I like Hockenheim a little bit better at the moment. I haven't driven enough of Nürburgring to make the...
I just had a lot of fun in the F3 car there in the past, and I won my first iRacing race there. So, yeah. But it's a great track, and that's the moment where we once again plug the race tomorrow.
So I'm keeping an eye out here. I don't know if Inferno Koi is going to be stopping, but I have a feeling he might want to...
Oh, Pasley! He dies!
No, he's off!
He dies. I was a lack of grip and too much curb, too little grip. I don't know. No, he's dead now. So that puts Eddie into P9 and he'll have to pit. So Larsen's gonna get ahead. I wonder. Yeah, Larsen can make the end 18 laps easy. Yeah.
Right now, Inferno Koi though finally gets a pretty decent run out of the final corner, but it still might not be enough because NJJ is still holding on. The front guys are still getting away. They might not want to stop. I'm not certain, but their tires aren't dead per se. But I don't know if they're going to be able to last 8 laps. So we'll keep an eye. I'm not certain.
I didn't consider soft mediums as a thing, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
even though
I know
I've done practice. I know they are very durable for mediums. I think they get like 10% more than hards do, but I ended my hard stint on like 58. So it's dicey, I don't know.
Yeah, meanwhile, Inferno Koi is starting to lose ground here, so the tire wear might be kicking in. NJJ is 5 seconds behind Toadster right now. So this is not what they needed. They need to be sticking with them and making up the ground on these hard tires, which should be still good. Like, I can see NJJ's tires are not bad at all. So...
Does Jonah have time penalties? He doesn't, does he?
Jonah does not, so at the moment this is going to be his win.
Yeah, I mean, if
as
he
he
can
comes up
nose
to
his
some
tires
traffic
to the
here.
line, which I mean, he's got a decent gap. It is even better because of Toad's penalties. So I think he's in a good situation. He can, because he will be allowed to lift off a little and nose the tires. Toads in the meantime has to push because he's got penalties.
Yeah, NJJ does as well, so I think Infernal Koi might make up some positions here, actually, if he is able to
2
manage these tires.
podiums over.
Wimps is unfortunately not going to be able to get it because he's not within the proper time to get Satoshi, who is taken off from there. Satoshi also has one of them. He's on his or to his name, and NJJ is going to fall down the order here to both of them potentially.
Well,
So
I guess Satoshi's a quick boy. Deal with it. And not Satoshi,
yeah.
Infernal. If we got 2 podiums in 2 Mexican Grand Prix, that would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, there goes Kubzon. I think that is his lap car. As these front runners start to approach it, there's yeah, it doesn't seem like they are going to be stopping. So this is going to be interesting to see if these guys can eke these tires out a few more laps.
It was very interesting. I did not think this was gonna happen.
Me neither. It's interesting to see how Mexico plays out the strategies.
There's like 3 viable ones.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just waiting for oh, Paisley with the fastest lap. Okay, there you go. I'm just waiting for the old call, Bono, the tires. Oh, Tozer gets another one. Okay, so this is, I think that's 9 or 12. I'm not certain. Let me check. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he's got 9. So Furious gets another one as well, so Eddie might be able to get that position. I know he has a handful of them.
So the one stop is indeed good. Now I'm even more confused as to what I should do.
Yeah, I'm thinking medium hard is probably the better one because it's easier to one stop with.
I think I'll
So
do
there's a
soft
safer.
hard.
Well,
I want to flex a good quality lap. So Satoshi on the back of Inferno now. Is that actually... Wait, does Inferno have a penalty now or does he not?
he does not.
So this is actually...
NJJ gets another penalty.
This is not just for position, but Satoshi actually needs to gain 3 seconds from here.
Yeah, so... Inferno Quest tires are going to be going off though, so...
Pasley with the quickest lap again, but unfortunately he's not going to reach the points paying positions, especially because he is the guy with the penalties. He doesn't have anyone ahead who's got who's got 21 seconds more than him, so no points for him, and also no fastest lap point for him.
So Jonah, I must say, is the one who has made this strategy work by hitting to the mediums and just sticking it out. I think he's done a very good job with this so far, taking advantage of that safety car and just pulling away. As here we go, Satoshi now in the slipstream gets past Inferno Koi on track, but he has got to make 3 seconds if he wants to keep this position, and he's got to catch up to NJJ as well in the process. So he's got 4 laps to do it.
NJJ is probably... Wait, NJJ penalties, what?
He has 9 or 12. Let me see, NJJ.
Well, then Satoshi is good. Because he probably also has Toadza. Oh, close. No, I think he needs to gain on Toadza. But Toadza's tires are going to be gone. Who, NJJ?
Yeah, Toadza and NJJ both have 3.
Wait, what? Oh, 3 penalties of 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Well... then they actually both... Oh, Satoshi!
Oh, Satoshi gets way haywire there. Struggling a bit.
Well, then
so
Satoshi needs to gain 3.5 seconds on Toadza if he wants P2. but P1 is out of reach. Because Satoshi has got 1 penalty himself. He needs to be within 6 seconds of Toadza, and that is a gap of 11.5 right now. That is 15.2, so that's about as much as he needs to do. Ninja J is already technically behind him. And wait, actually, what's the gap between... is Inferno Koi ahead of... No, he's not. Inferno Koi is behind Toadza. Yellows and Pasley is retired from this race. He's had some incidents, so I mean he's not going to be happy.
Meanwhile, we have a virtual safety car right then, as Larson was about to have a run on Eddie for P9, but has to back off unfortunately. So this is not what Satoshi needed, because
yeah, it's going to take time.
Yeah, right at the end especially.
This is holding him back. For some time, the Delta's holding him back, and he can't extend his gap on Inferno Koi, and he cannot get close to Toadza or MJJ.
So yeah, nobody's going to be pitting at this point, obviously, but here we go, we're green again, so Inferno Koi sleeping a bit on that restart, loses a few tenths. Satoshi now going to be able to push. He has a full battery, so he's got 3 laps to do it.
Is that still... No, that's not DRS for Inferno Koi. Yeah, he's lost that. So I think Satoshi will be able to clear Inferno Koi even with the 3 seconds. But further than that is going to be...
He needs 6 seconds, yeah.
On Inferno?
No, on NJJ, but
yeah. Well, yeah.
Inferno might jump both of them at the moment. Yeah, he needs second and a second or so, a little bit over a second more. But he is making that gap, so...
Yeah, right now Inferno is running in 3rd, but I think he's going to end up 4th.
And his tires are very... Yeah, his tires are going to be really poor at the moment. Yeah. 25-year-old or 25-lap-old medium tires are not the prettiest to drive on.
He is approaching a cliff.
Yeah.
I'm actually sad for Wimpy. I kind of jinxed him. I thought he was on for a podium, but something happened. I don't know what. Strategy or something, and now he's down in P6. But, well, I mean, down in P6. It's only down in P6
still a good
because...
result.
Yeah, it's still a good result. It's just that this has been a race that had a lot of victims, but being none of them is an accomplishment in and of itself, so being P6...
And Wimpy hasn't done anything wrong either, I must say. He's driven very well, as Satoshi is almost away... Yeah, now it's 3 seconds, yeah. Inferno Koi is struggling now, so...
I think Inferno has also just dropped MJJ. No, wait, no, he hasn't, because MJJ is not... Okay, 3 seconds is what MJJ needs. Right now, Inferno Koi is running in P4, and MJJ is in P5. But that could change. Satoshi and Toadza, though, gap right about 9 seconds, and that's too much for Satoshi. He needs 6. Oh, Furiosus has actually passed Heat there. And they are fighting! Second to last lap, and they are fighting on the first chicane. Heat picks up a penalty! As Furiosus goes very sideways, but Heat clears him for the position when he was ahead anyways. Larson also has passed Eddie now, so he's in P9. Surely also not the result he wants, but doubling your points tally, disregarding penalties, is still something you want. There's a penalty on 1 point. Well,
yeah, right now the hard tires are going to not be looking too pretty as well, so... As we're on the final lap here, Jonah has pretty much controlled this race from the get-go after the safety car restart. But penalties will be playing their effect in. Eddie gets a time penalty, so that might be a problem for him. So things kind of stabilized. A few battles here and there at the end, but not a terrible race all in all. So we'll keep an eye out here on the... I will keep an eye out on the race leader, see how he takes the final lap. Make sure nothing drastic happens to him or his tires. So 24 laps, 27 in the case of Inferno Koi, who's basically driven the whole race on mediums, which I cannot believe. These guys have proved to me that you can do some pretty interesting strategies here in Mexico City And we've also been shown that in Mexico City, we get some pretty interesting racing, as well as NJJ picks up a 4th time penalty.
Oh, and well, he has qualified in P3 and he is going to finish in P1 after a brilliant drive. Very well done on tire conserving. Jonah picks up his first 2-0 win in Tier 2 for the Ferrari squad in Mexico City. Toadza comes across the line, and penalties are definitely going to change, or are going to change this up a little bit, but I don't know if Toadza's going to drop a position. No, he is not.
Does not.
Inferno Koi has dropped off at the tail end of that race. Furiosus! Speaking of dropping off, well, he's down to P10. Wimpy in P5, good result from him. NJJ, decent drive, P6. Heat gets himself into P7 as Larsen also makes the end of the race. Eddie's been fighting.
P7, yeah, he jumped him.
Yeah, he's jumped him. Eddie has been fighting most of the race, and he's ending up in P9. Furious is spun on the last lap. Comes across with half a front wing, but he is your last points finisher. And that is all that counts, the points. So P10, Furiosus, and an end to a really brilliant Grand Prix, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was very good. Very well controlled from Jonah. He definitely deserved that win, proving that, I mean, he got lucky with the strategy, but he took advantage of it and just ran away with it and did what he needed to do, made the gap, and managed his tires.
Yeah, and I am convinced of his performance. He, of course, got a little bit of a gap due to the safety car, but then the fact that no one was able to close in on him, and that just proves to me that he genuinely had that pace today, and the safety car was just the way he happened to get into the lead. I'm sure he would have also challenged for the win without it, and it's a brilliant drive he can be proud of.
Absolutely. Interviews, yes?
Yeah, I would also say that Jonah probably for his debut win is my driver of the day. He hasn't
Yeah.
put a foot wrong, and even though there was some good other drives, the Turner Code Wimpy stand out to me, but I think Jonah's done really well. I mean, he won by 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think I'd have to give it to him as well. He did phenomenal. So, yeah, congratulations, driver of the day, to Jonah.
So let's see if there's anyone up for an interview.
Yeah.
So, Hagrid and Satoshi are in general too. Does that mean they want to be interviewed? Maybe ask them.
I don't think Haggard wants to. They were doing what you call it? They were they were doing the race together.
Well, then if you want to be interviewed, go into general chat 3 and we can drag you in. And if no one wants to, then I take personal offense and I will cry. But that's okay.
We can ask Satoshi. I can go ask him real quick. Okay, so I have Satoshi here, so I'm gonna drag him in.
Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Satoshi.
Hello.
You started on in P2 and you did not finish in P2. You still had a good drive, but the strategy game was really. I think the strategies were threw it all upside down multiple times throughout this race, and what talk us through your considerations, because I at no point thought that they were gonna finish on the mediums, and I thought you had made just the right call when you pitted 2 times or a second time under the safety car. I thought that was right. And it turned out to be not perfect, but what were your considerations? Were you surprised at how long the mediums lasted for the others?
Well, you know, I didn't have any idea about how will the tires behave on that tires. Like, I mean, I didn't check it if the mediums will last like 25 laps. But back to quali, it would be a better. I invalidated my last lap, so yeah. start wasn't the best. I lost instantly like 2 or 3 places, and then safety car came out. I gained a lot on Toadster. But yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna pit for hards for just be safe on the tires. So yeah, well, I'm happy to be in the podium, you know.
It
But
was still a really good drive. So
yeah, I try my best, yeah. So hopefully that I'm gaining after this race, so I gained on Vessel to hopefully to get P2 in the standings. So yeah, that's what I hope right now, and that's my goal.
I actually do not know how close the standings are in for P2. Oh, okay. Well, Vessler's got 95. Oh, the standings are not updated.
Yeah, I think he won in Japan, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
I think that might be right. Yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
not
I mean,
sure.
that's interesting. I did not. I did genuinely not know that there was a fight, an active fight going on, but I will definitely pay attention to that for the next races. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, about how the P2 fight will end.
So how much do you like the USA, or rather the track Coda? How much do I need to practice? Do you like Coda? Are you good there?
I hate Kota so much. Like,
Oh, it's brilliant.
but I think I have a good base.
Oh, god damn it!
But but yeah, I don't know that how much do I have time for practice, because like there is going to be an endurance race on Saturday.
Oh, that's a shame.
So yeah, we will see. Hopefully I will find some time for practice, at least for time trial laps.
Yeah. Well, good luck next weekend in Toursaral. Only in Toursaral. I'm a cynical bastard, aren't I?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's just fine as long as I still lose the championship. Well, so good luck for the rest of the season in Toursaral.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, good luck.
and thanks for the interview. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, thanks. I see you.
See you.
Okay, Justin is waiting there. I think he might
Justin.
want interview.
Okay, I'm gonna drag him in. Hello, Mr. Justin. We saw comments in a certain chat that informed us that you were considering forcefully ending your life. How did it come to this?
Well, Pedals decided to completely kill themselves and just sent me into the wall, basically. Even in qualifying, I don't know if you saw how I kept invalidating, because every time I hit my braking pedal, the accelerator pedal would just spike. So it just sent me into the wall at the last corner and ruining my race.
So is it a technical failure?
I'd say so. I'll try and get it fixed for next week, hopefully.
I mean, like, what, is it like a... That sounds really weird. So when you try to brake, then you would get a throttle in... what?
Yeah, well, when I brake, the game or my pedals think I'm accelerating as well. So, like, it spikes up the accelerator, so
okay.
it keeps going forward. It doesn't stop.
Do you want to throw shade at whoever produced your pedals?
Logitech.
Logitech. Oh, G29 pedals.
Yeah.
I have some here as well.
Gib.
I could actually, but I have I've replaced them, and that story makes me happy. I did. So do you have a plan of getting new ones next week or something? Like, do you know what?
Well, I have a plan of trying to fix them already. See what's up. Because this issue's been with me for the past 3 races now. That's why I've kept getting terrible results. So either I get new ones or try and get these ones repaired. I don't know. But
Let's see.
yeah, it just takes a good old slam on the accelerator. Seems to work for like 2 laps.
This is like the Terra situation with his G29s, where he said he was gonna fix them, and then instead of fixing them, he drove with the clutch as his accelerator.
Yeah,
So
I might do that.
yeah, I see you parked in the middle of the track. Like, how did you even like? How did the car end up there? I'm just interested because
When I die?
yeah, when you died, like what exactly happened? Like, where did you go off?
Okay, let me explain this. So, right, I lock up because of the pedal issue into the wall at the last corner. I reset on track, going into the pits. Then I lock up more, and instead of locking up in, hard riding, it just, accelerates basically, and I hit the wall, and then
Oh,
there's the
no.
left wheel, so.
Oh, and then it reset you into the middle of the track, didn't it? Or,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that explains how you ended up there. I was just genuinely puzzled because you were very far from every wall, and I thought, did he crash with another driver? But okay, you didn't, so that's good at least. Good luck getting them fixed and or getting them replaced, because it would be great to have you back in contention next week. How do you feel about Kota?
It's my favorite track on the calendar, so I'm very disappointed if now my accelerator doesn't work. But I'll probably just do what you said and just change the clutch with the accelerator, honestly.
Oh, that is terrible to drive. I wouldn't recommend it. Terra ended up accidentally taking out Ocean Chief because he wanted to brake and then accelerated out of reflex.
Oh boy.
That's very sad. Well, so yeah, let's hope we see you with good pedals next week, and thanks for the interview. Have a nice
Thank
evening.
you. Bye.
So, to everyone still watching, we have we have SLR. No. We have two SLR Tier 1 coming up in roughly half an hour, commentated by Pixel and... No, I think Pixel jumped ship, so by Hagrid and a co-commentator, and I'm not informed who it is. And that's going to be interesting. You're going to see Triton and myself on track. And if I don't put in a 14.3, then I'm going to jump out of the window. So that's going to be funny to see for you guys. And also, once again, Nürburgring on Monday, commentated by Mr. Triton, and
Yes.
it is the first match point in the championship. So
Be sure to watch it. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
missed
sure.
last week, you missed a good race. And the ACC boys have been putting on a show, and it is Nürburgring, so excitement will be there. So
Yeah, it's a really good
definitely
track.
be sure to check on it. Yeah, definitely check that one out if you are interested in, and you have the time. And yeah.
Yeah, so also thanks to you for jumping in last second.
Oh,
doing
thank
the
you for having
commentary.
me, yeah.
It was a pleasure, and
Yes,
to
it
everyone
was my
watching.
pleasure.
To everyone
Thank you,
watching.
everyone. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Be sure to smash that like button.
Smash
That's
that
like
like button.
Yeah, take either your finger or your mouse, whichever device you're on, and just like that. Do the like button, but
Perfect. Anyways,
Yeah.
So do that. Enough cringe for today. Goodbye.
yeah. Thank you.